Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Carney, longtime OWAA member. I'm also the editor of the Upland Almanac magazine, and while I've been at the magazine for 13 years, I've developed one standing rule that I give to writers who are hoping to get their works published. And it's a rule simply that tells them they can write better, and here's an easy way how to do it. I'd like to offer it to you as a craft improvement tip today. And the best thing about this rule is it doesn't take any writing talent at all to put into action. In fact, all you have to do is apply a little bit of addition and a little bit of division. So here's my little tip for you on how to improve your writing through the use of simple math. Okay, you're lucky here, folks, because the sample piece of writing I found for you includes two tips you might want to pay attention to. I've highlighted them. The ones you see in red are all verbs based on the verb to be. Is, are, was, were, has been, will have been, things of this nature. You probably want to avoid using those too often because they just don't have any action. They just say that something existed or didn't exist. So that's the first simple tip. Be aware of those. The second tip is avoid using first-person references too much. What are first-person references? First-person pronouns. I, me, my, mine, we, our, us. And it doesn't say never use them. It says avoid using them too much. What's too much? 3%. If your total usage of first-person references approaches or eclipses 3% of your total words, it's too much. I call that an all about me story. Some of you know Bill Parker, editor of the Michigan Outdoor News, who calls them letters home to mom. Hi, Mom, I did this, I did that, then I went here, then I did this. So you end up writing, sometimes quite literally, more about yourself than what your topic is. In fact, this story that I took this initial paragraph from, I think had like 90 references to the writers, self-references, and I think it had 12 references to the topic, which, by the way, was not smallmouth bass. So how do you figure this out on your computer? It's kind of simple. You take I've got Microsoft Word here, and I've added the word count to my menu up here. See what the word count is here? You've got, I don't know if you can read it, but it says 80 words. You can remember that, or you can write it down. Then you go up here to edit, down to find, advanced find and replace. So I'm going to find the word I and put a space after it because we don't want it to stop at every word that we might use that includes a capital I. Indianapolis, in so much as, or whatever. So we put I in a space and we tell it to click up there and tell it to replace. And I always, just for habit, I just use 3 Z's. Replace all. We do that. It says it made 4 replacements. So you keep that in mind or write it down. We got 4 replacements. Now, you can't clear this. See, I go up to edit. You can't undo replace all until you come over here and close the window. So let's do it again. Oops. Undo replace all. Watch what happens to the Z's. They go back to where they were. Go down to find. Advanced find and replace. We're going to say my with a space after it. Replace all. And it'll say 2 replacements. So go back, close the window. Go to undo, replace all. Now we know there's no, he didn't use the word me in here, so we're safe. But let's just say we're going through, a longer document, and we say, okay, let's find me with a space after it. Replace all. One? What? Look at this. The word time has me in it. I didn't leave a space before the me. So this is where you sometimes have to double check yourself. So let's go back and do that one more time. Undo, replace all. Advance, find, and replace. Let's put a space before me. Then tell it to replace. And we've got none. So that's how your little formula can play you false if you don't have the spaces in there. If you need it to find only words that begin with capital letters, you tell it to match the case and make sure you put a capital letter in this part. So we've got 4 instances of I and 2 instances of my. So we've got 6 first-person references for 80 words, and that comes out to 7.5%. That's more than twice as much as that I'd recommend. So if this beginning of an article sounds kind of boring to you, part of it is because of the choice of verbs. Mostly it's because the writer is basically talking about himself. So I've given this tip, as I said, a few times at the OWAA conferences. I would just tell people, count up the words and stuff. I wanted to give it to you in a video form so I could show you where those controls are. Your word count and then your advance, find, and replace. So thanks for your attention. We'll see you.